So the JP library is a command line tool that filters JSON data. If that sounds similar to JQ, that's because it is, and it was intended to be easier to use than JQ because it utilizes the JMSE path query language, whereas JQ has its own language. So here's an example of using JP, and you can kind of get an idea of the JMSE path query language. And the way you would install this tool is actually through the Node Package Manager. If it's distributed as any other language, I'm not sure. But I've said this before that command line tools can be written in very specific languages, and so you have to have that language installed to use it. But most people these days have Node.js, so it's not a big deal. But I find that most operating systems will have JQ installed by default and not JP. But one advantage of JP is that because it uses the JMES path syntax language or query language, this is the same language that the query parameter uses when you're using the AWS CLI. So if you know how to use it for this, you can use it for that. So that's why some people prefer to use JQ, because if they know their JMSE path very well, then they can translate that knowledge over quite well. I'm going to just tell you, I don't find JP easier to use than JQ, and I find JQ to be a lot more robust, and I definitely prefer it, especially since it's always there and ready to go in most operating systems. But you decide what you want to use, but you will often see scripts using one or the other or interchangeable, so I want to make you aware of both of them, okay?